came up with this DIY Froyo popsicle idea a couple of weeks ago. This is like really healthy, like probably the healthiest popsicle you can get. Once I made it and realized, hey, this idea works, I then was inspired to make a video, so that's where we are today. What I have for my popsicle molds is these ice pop. The little thingy says ice pops. Pretty much every store has these, pretty easy to get. Unless they're hidden like they were at my store, they were practically hidden. We didn't find them until we were about ready to give up. So in order to start these things, you need to, of course, take any caps off. And ours have primary colors. So I know exactly how much I need to put in each side, but you do need to measure how much goes into each side before you start. How you measure it is you pour water into one side, and you take a measuring glass and dump that into here. Now there's a line on mine. I don't know what that was. But there's a line on mine that tells you where to stop, and then dump it in here, and then look at the measurement. Something to look out for though. If you're looking at the cup side, sometimes the measurements aren't exact, like half cup, quarter cup, full cup. So you have to look on the milliliter side to get an accurate measurement. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So I'm going to go fill up this side. You guys, I tried my best here. So, got this side full. Maybe I didn't fill it quite up to the line. I know exactly how much this stuff is, though, because of the last time that I did my measurement. If you guys... I just spilled all over the floor. Now I have to clean that up. I'm going to try to be more careful this time. I don't know what just happened with the last one. Oh, there's already some water in here. It's a slow process, apparently. I recommend doing this over the sink, though. So I'm going to pour this in. So it is just above the half cup line. So on this side, it reaches to exactly 150 milliliters. Well, okay, the water's jiggling, but just trust me. It reaches to exactly 150 milliliters. If you guys have the one I do, you don't have to worry about measuring it, unless you feel like measuring it. But if you guys have the one that I do, then you already know it's 150 milliliters. Which means on both sides, it's going to be 300 milliliters, I think? I don't know. I think I did that math right. So now for the actual part of making the ice pops. So you can do however many flavors you want. It might be a little bit tricky if you're trying to keep it even though. So mine have 6 slots in them, so I want to do 2 flavors, which means that 3 slots are going to be filled with one flavor and 3 are going to be filled with another. The ingredients you will need... What is that on there? I think we're safe with that. The ingredients that you will need are Greek yogurt. You can either do plain or a flavor of your choice. Your berries or fruit of your choice. I'm going with some blackberries and blueberries. Now with those, you can either get them frosted, like in the frozen section, or you can get them fresh and ready to go. With the frozen ones, of course, you need to defrost them though. You need to soak them in warm water for a little bit. And then you will need some teaspoon, tablespoon measurements, fork and a spoon, and then some honey. So I'm going to start with the blackberries. Oh, that's a lot of juice. So I'm putting them in here, and since we only have 3 ingredients that we're putting into these, we're going to split the measurement up into thirds. So we've got 150 milliliters in total that we can put in there. So we're splitting that up into 3. The first one is going to be 50 milliliters, I think. Okay, I was right. It's 50. The next step is honey. I didn't think this was important, but apparently it is. You put the honey on top of the berries because it fills in all those air pockets. For the blackberries, I prefer to do 1 tablespoon though, because blackberries are pretty sweet by themselves. I'm not even kidding you when I say I worked up a sweat trying to do that, but we've got it, and it's going inside now. And try to make it an even coating, but just try to get in all those air pockets, I guess. Now comes the fun part. This is the meat of the popsicle. I'm gonna undo the Greek yogurt lid here. Now we need to get the rest of it all the way up to 150. Are we at half over there? So I just realized, why did I not change the camera angle so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing here? Let's change this. Oh, that blackberry did not taste great. Now it's time to mix it. And this is literally what I'm doing. I am just stabbing it, basically. So, I am going to just try to flatten it back out now. And now, I'm going to use that exact same spoon, actually, to help me pour it in. Oh, dear. So, I'm going to go for this side, and I've got to pour it in up to the fill line. Try to make it as clean as you can, though, because you don't want to have to clean up a huge mess. Oh, okay. Careful. See, this is why I don't fill it up too much, because look at that. It then... Whoa! We're fine. It then just squishes out like that. It's annoying. Okay, so let's clean up the edges. Actually, no. I'm going to rinse that off. You can rinse it off if there's too much around the edges. But once you've got the lids in, start on the other side, unless you just did one flavor, then put it in the freezer. But I will be back after I've got the second. Okay, so it's all done now. All that needs to happen is it just goes in the freezer overnight. And you could set it in there for a couple of days to let it sweeten up. But you could also just take it out the next day if you really like a light, natural, yogurty, sugary taste. So don't mind me, my face looks horrible right now. But it's been a couple of days and I got one of the popsicles out. And this is actually the newer recipe. I put the 2 tablespoons of honey in it, so let's try it. Oh wow, I can taste the Greek yogurt in that. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. This is actually absolutely delicious. Delicious.